Hello, what features matter most in a trading platform? For our swing trading strategy, which is long option and swing trading strategy, the only feature we need is to have a platform where you can, the platform you are going to use to have a good chart that you can work with. So a candlestick chart is great. And the second feature that I like is to be able to choose your time frame and have the choice for maximum monthly chart and maximum daily chart. So maximum monthly chart is great if the platform can show you multiple years of the chart for multiple years time frame. And we are using Thinkorswim platform here, and I noticed that Thinkorswim show less number of years than Trust Swab, but still can show you a good number of years. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present, and you have the price on the y-axis from 0 up. Maximum monthly chart allows you to see the chart for multiple years time frame and judge the quality of that company stocks without having to read their financials, but just look at the chart to see if there is a growth in it. And when I'm looking at maximum monthly chart, I'm looking at higher lows at the bottom of the chart because the chart is swinging around, making mountain and valley. I want to see higher lows at the bottom of the chart and higher highs at the top of the chart. So the valley should be upward trending, and the peak of the mountain should be upward trending. So that should grow both ways. That way, when you purchase the stocks and then it pulls back, you know that there is nothing to fear. You can hold on to it in your portfolio as negative and realize loss until it becomes positive for you to sell, because it's going to be is upward trending. So at some point it's going to surpass where you purchase it, and you will see realized profit in your portfolio. So as I'm trading and I'm having unrealized losses in my portfolio and I'm waiting to sell, I'm learning from that experience to keep improving the way I'm picking stocks for my watch list. I had to say the watch list we are using now going into 2026 is a lot more flexible than the past 2 years, but we will see. The principle is the same. So, and that way you can see, your valley and trace those valley lines and pick the one or the ones you are comfortable buying it at, because you see multiple touch point and that line is long, multiple years, cross multiple years, and you know that the chart, the price pulls back to where often that you are comfortable that it might pull back to where it might pull back to where, and that's where you want to buy. That way you can select out of the different ones that you trace, you can select where you want to buy. And then we use maximum daily chart to do our analysis to see when we want to buy, and after we purchase it, when we want to sell. But the maximum monthly chart allow us to judge the quality of the chart we are going to add to our watch list and then go from there. And then we use maximum daily chart to see multiple years in front of us that we can see, but bigger, so that we can see where the chart is going. And sometimes we might go back to maximum monthly chart if depend on the stocks we are analyzing, to see if there is some value line we choose that we are not seeing from the maximum daily chart because it's too low. If there is a chance it might go lower than that, or to see the direction the chart is going, if it's better viewing it on the maximum monthly chart, but we make our buying and selling decision on a maximum daily chart. So those two, I like to have them on the platform. And I noticed that the chart swap doesn't, they have charts as well, but they do not have maximum daily chart. They have 1 year daily chart, they have maximum monthly chart, but they do not have maximum daily chart. And I like maximum daily chart, and think of Swing has that, and I think that's a feature. Maybe I'm going detail in my features, but that is that for our analysis is great. A third feature, no, maybe fourth, the chart, the maximum daily chart, the maximum monthly chart, which will fall under the time frame. But then let's just say the next feature is all-time new high, because we are using two extremes to buy and to sell, buy at the valley and sell at the peak. I mean, around those areas, we want to see all-time peak highlighted for us, because we don't trace resistance line much. We trace valley line, we trace support lines, we don't trace resistance line much. So we want to see all-time highest price, because we are trading growth stocks. We are looking for growth stocks, upward stocks. We want to see all-time highest price highlighted. That way we will see if it's like way in the past, we know that it has not exceeded that level for some times, and analyze it closely to see why. But having all-time new high last year or this year is a good thing for us. That way we know that it keep growing taller and taller. So we want to see the valley line going. We want to see higher lows at the valley line, and we want to see higher mountain at the peak. And by higher mountain, that means closer to the present, we need to be seeing higher highs. So with our daily chart analysis or our chart analysis to buy stocks or to sell stocks, we use those extremes. And then we compare where the price is right now to both extremes. Currently, let's go to the analysis of today. And today we are going to, is December 21st, 2025. We are going to analyze Amazon. So we are going to put Amazon, for instance, here, and we have our valley line that we want to buy. We have all-time highest price there. So last time the market opened, it closed on green. That means the price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the markets open. Again, that's another feature that I like to see. The candlestick having different colors. The red means the price dropped that day. The price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning when the markets open. And the green means the opposite. So the price went up that day, but it does not mean a lot of things for us. When you want to sell it on a green bar day. When you want to buy, the way I'm doing it going into 2026 is, when I wanted to buy, I want to buy on a red bar day, but I have been buying on a green bar day for the past few years, 2 years, including this year. But I want to, because when the price drop, you are going to be paying a lowest price. So when you are buying something, you want to pay the lowest price, and when you are selling something, you want to sell it at the highest price. So I want to add that philosophy to my trading as well. And if the price I'm finding it at the valley line is red, I will buy. If it's green, I can still buy as long as it's right there. But but when I'm selling it, I want to sell it on a green bar day for sure. So at the time that I'm selling, but because I don't pay attention to the chart all day long, but there is a specific time of the day that I will get in and do those things, even though I'll have the chart open well in the morning, so that when I'm ready to get into it, it's available for me. But so when we are looking at Amazon, I'm looking at it and I'm going to compare where the price is right now to where I wanted to buy, because it's not my portfolio yet. It's not highlighted on that watch list that we pick it from. So therefore, it is not a buy, period. But again, one thing we pretty much we are trying to do by doing that is comparing where the price is right now to where we want to buy to where we want to sell. And when we are looking at it, we will say that is we will ask ourselves something that I won't say often, but where is coming from? Clearly, when we are looking at it, it's coming from the mountain. So it's coming from the mountain. That means it could well be on its way down. But whether it's going to rest somewhere and continue going back up, we are not entirely sure, because it reached all-time new high not long ago. And because we have the date at the bottom, is in October. It reached all-time new high in October. It could well trying to pull back from there. So if you want, that's when you are going to try to, trace some support line and see what is going on. If I'm trying to trace a support line here, it went below that support line that I just traced here. So this support line, short support line, ended somewhere here. So the price is below it. So maybe it's done going up and it's on its way going down. I'm not entirely sure. All I know that is coming from the mountain, and maybe it's on its way to the valley line, but it's not there yet. I'm just going to keep waiting. Another things I will pay attention to here as well is it didn't really touch base with it before it start going up. So that way, if it does not come all the way down, I know. But there is another line down here that there is a possibility it might go to as well, but I pick this one. And with this one, it crosses in those areas. So those are things once it's close to it, I'll go back to maximum monthly chart and see what is really going on, why I have line crossing it like that. So, but because I'm trying to have multiple touch point, and this didn't really touch much, but this one touch more, so therefore I'm hold on to this. But again, you could still try to trace some lines from here as well, which could be a possibility as well. So because we are using those obvious V, the bottom of the V, to trace those lines. So I work a lot between maximum monthly chart and maximum daily chart when I'm trying to analyze the overall chart pattern to see if I can understand it and to make a decision. So, but that is, so those are the features that I wanted to be able to have. So another feature that we just use when we are talking about Amazon is the drawing tool. So that's a feature of the chart that I think is important to have. And with the drawing tool, I like to have, that is here. With the drawing tools, I tend to use the trend line and the arrow. So the trend line allows me to trace my support lines where I want to buy, and the arrows, I use it to select where I purchase and where I sold. For instance, I think we analyzed TMUS, right? Okay, so when I put TMUS, we analyzed it some days ago. You will see some arrows here in 2024. This is 2024 between this dotted line. So when I zoom in a little bit for you to see, you will see some arrows on it. So arrows facing upward are where I purchase, and arrows facing downward are where I sold. So putting arrows on the chart allows me now to have a different journal for my trade, to write down, what I saw before I purchased or things like that. I don't do that. I did it for 2024, and I noticed that I didn't really use it after a while, and I didn't really see the value of it, especially when I'm trying to be efficient with my time. But what I found that works well for me is the arrows. So when I purchase a stock, I like to place arrows right underneath it, and I do that when I place the order to buy. And later when I sold, I'll put the arrow. Pretty much it's the same arrow, and then you can just change it the direction of it. By default it goes upward, and it's using small here. I'm going to do medium, and I'm going to save it as default and just do equal, so that way it can show up a little bit more. But yeah, you can I click on that property, edit property, that way I can turn the direction of the arrow, and then I will activate it. That way I can move it around, and that's how I move it to the top. So when I place let's just go back there, and let's say I place an order to buy stocks, for instance. Here I'll put it there, and if later I sold it, I'll just put another one there. I'll activate it, turn it, and then I know that I bought it there and I sold it there. So, and if I didn't put it right where I want it, I can just move it around closer. So, but we are going to take those out of there. So that allows me, when I place orders for some stocks, it allows me to know that I place an order for these stocks as I'm doing my analysis. Therefore, I know that I'm not looking to buy, I'm waiting to sell, unless I purchase it at a higher price and now it's lower and I wanted to buy some more. But seeing the arrow just allows me to know that that stock is purchased, is not sold yet. Let's see, there is a stock that we came across too recently and we purchased. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there is an arrow there. So when I'm doing this chart analysis and I come across this, I know that, oh, I purchased it already, type of things. And I can compare where the price is right now to where I purchased it, and without looking at my portfolio, I know that I'm positive in this purchase, type of things, or I'm negative in this purchase, type of things. But I know that even though it's still around the value line that I like to buy it at, I already purchased it. But at the same time, on my watch list, I will have I will highlight those stocks that I purchased already. So for this one, for instance, there is an arrow there and there is an arrow here. So I purchased it there, it pulled back on me, I let it be, it came to this value line, I purchased it again, it pulled lower, and now it's going up. So, but again, I have not sold it yet. When we go to maximum monthly chart, you can see the pattern that it has. So I'm okay with it. It will be negative in my portfolio for a while before it will become positive. So, but it is there. So that is why I like to have that maximum monthly chart to keep improving how I'm picking stock for my swing trading without reading the company financials. So those are the features that personally I found important to have. So when I'm talking about candlestick, I know they have different type of, let's go here, different type of chart that you can work with. And if I go to but in okay, so Thinkorswim has a lot of features. I just don't use them. You can even place orders on their platform. I don't. I go to our account to place orders there. I'm just using it for my chart analysis, and it's good when you are picking a brokerage firm to have your account with. It's great if they can have a good trading platform for you to use for your chart analysis for free without having to pay another trading platform for your chart analysis. And I think that is where you will set up your chart based on what you want. I don't use volume. It comes naturally with this one, unless originally when I'm setting the platform, I pick it. If it's a possibility to remove it out of here so that I can have a bigger screen to work with, like have the chart occupy the whole screen, I'll take it out. I tried, but I couldn't find a way to take the volume out of there completely. So it's there. But yeah, I don't use the volume because I'm trading large cap stocks. I don't use the volume, but that is the type of candlestick charts that I use. That way I can see all the different colors. And frankly, that's the only features that I found useful. Not useful, but important to use. You can see your portfolio because when you set the things, the platform, the platform, when you set it up, you will have your account linked to it, depending on what kind of platform you are using. So technically, you can just place orders, but I just don't use anything. And with this, you'll have multiple type of charts, but I try not to. So I pretty much extended to to be all of those things. I move them to the side so that I have the chart occupying the whole screen. And if there is a way I can take this volume out of here, I will take it out of here as well, so that I can have bigger wider space for just the chart that I'm using. And I'm okay going between maximum monthly chart and maximum daily chart from here on. And those you have to add them as well, because usually it comes with shorter time frame, but you'll have to go to the time frame and set those bigger one, those maximum one. So those are the features that I found very important for you to have, to if you are using non-optional swing trading strategy. Simple and easy to use as well, but keep in mind that there is so much more you can do with a trading platform. And Thinkorswim platform alone is well sophisticated and has a lot of things as well. I just don't use them. So when I go to ChartSwap account here, under trade, you have trading platform. You'll be able to see the platforms they have. Thinkorswim came from TD Ameritrade and got incorporated into ChartSwap. So, and that's what I'm using. I'm using the desktop version. They have the mobile version. They have the web version. I used it once. My lines were seen there as well. That's another feature. The trading platform should be able to save those support lines and arrows that you are putting on the chart. Should be able to save it for you as well, so that you can reference those as you continue analyzing the chart. Throughout the year, you can reference it because you are analyzing and trading the same stocks over and over from your watch list. So you want to keep those lines and arrows on the chart for your references and your decision making. So I find that when I went to the web version of Thinkorswim and I log in, my lines were still there for my charts, for my stocks. So I found that great as well. They have the mobile version. I never used it before. I use laptop. So, and it is my laptop, and I install the desktop version on my laptop, and that's what I use for my chart analysis. But you can just log into the web version as well and access your things on the go as well. They have ChartSwap mobile that I never use, but I use their own web version as well. But I found Thinkorswim platform to be more sophisticated than ChartSwap chart for chart analysis. So here they try to compare them all here. You can just read it yourself. I can post a little bit. That way you'll be able to freeze the screen and read it if you are interested. They have that, but then they are talking about product they have available. So if you want to do features, which I was interested in, but you have, is with margin. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant getting into it. but I'm fascinated with that because it's almost 24/7 or 24/6 a week that you can access it. But it's there. But again, with stocks, they have all, and stocks is what I do, and what they are calling features. They have alerts that I do not use. Screeners, I do not really use it. I use screeners from Charles Schwab to select stocks and then manually analyze it to create my watch list. That's pretty much it. But again, you can have those screeners there. They have some other things that they think is important for people that are trading. I don't use them, but they are there if those things make sense to you. Think or Swim have paper trading, which I don't use. I never use it, therefore I don't really recommend it. And we will have video on that as well, I would think. But some people recommend paper trading. I don't. I just feel like use real money and just start small, one share at a time. But then they have some other features here as well that you can see. But I focus more on the chart because that's all I use the trading platform for. Therefore, that's the only feature that I found important here. So let's just go to research here and put stocks here, and then I'm just going to pull AMZN, that is Amazon. And when we put AMZN, I'm going to scroll down. That's just Charles Schwab here, and they have this chart that is 1 year, and they are going to show you all-time new high, and they are going to pretty much the chart they are going to show you here is that if I click on 5 years, it's going to show me these 5 years, and I'm not entirely sure if it's a daily chart. It's not or what, but it's 5 years here. It's a little bit vague. So in the past, I used year-to-date type of chart with them, prior to 2024. But swing trading, I'm using way longer than that. So as you scroll down, if it pay dividend, you will see the earning date information and the market capitalization and so forth here as well. But where they have the chart, you can go to show more, and under show more, that's where you'll have a bigger chart to work with, like think of Swing platform, for instance. Not doing it well. But what here is you'll have maximum, but when you choose maximum, you have weekly, you have monthly. So if I pick monthly, it shows me all the way to 1998 here. It shows me the trend grade. It's not candlestick, but I will assume in their properties you should be able to find a candlestick. I'm not entirely sure, but okay, they do have that. It's showing it to me here, but it's maximum monthly chart. So and I think you should be able to trace some lines. I just don't know if it's going to keep it, but you should be able to trace some lines on it. It's not this as flexible as think of Swing platform, but then maximum daily chart is not. You'll notice they don't have maximum daily chart. They have weekly, but they don't have daily. So to have daily, I don't know if I go to 10 years, if I'm not going to have daily here. So 5 years, and then I will see daily. So that is a compromise you have to make if you are using their own web chart to do things. But I just don't know if it will keep my lines for me or not. So but if each time I'm doing analysis I will have to trace it, I'm not entirely sure, but this is what we trace again. But if we go to here, let's do Amazon here, and the line that I trace there will be this one, starting from 2023. That will be this one, and it's not the one that we are thinking on buying on. But again, when we came back to it, we'll have to make decision from there. This is the one we are thinking about buying on, and that one we couldn't trace it here because we are not seeing the whole picture to be able to trace it. So that is just by comparing both. When it comes to tracing our support line that we like to buy in, our decision will be a little bit different when we are using this chart versus when we are using this, because we can see more on here. So alternatively, again, we didn't trace those support line on a daily chart to begin with, so that means we might go to maximum. Well, I don't know why I keep doing that. We might go to maximum. I keep doing that. And seriously, okay, let's do monthly here, and then go back into monthly, and you can see that line that I traced. So from here, we will try to trace again. And I'm trying to see if I can touch base with multiple points. Even if that means I will go across this area, because I don't know if there is some situation that make it go deeper that way. So, but this, I don't know if it allow me to activate it, but I would prefer to move it down a little bit as well. And yes, you can trace some lines here. I just don't know if it's going to keep them, but it allows you to save those charts as well. Well, and anyway, you can see that it's not this easy here to do it here than just do it in this platform. So those are things you have to keep in mind to see if you're, where you have your account, they have a chart you can use, or better yet, they have a good trading platform for you to use to do your chart analysis and trace your line, and it will save it for you. So those are the features that personally I found important when it comes to a trading platform, because those are the features that I'm using currently. Later on, to save time, I might try to trade here. I don't know. I just prefer to log into my account, my portfolio, because I like to take a look at what is going on in my portfolio as well. And that will be the time to place orders after I did my analysis of the day as well. So therefore, but you can check your portfolio through this platform as well. I just don't do it, but you have that choice. So there is a lot of features in it. What I found important for my chart analysis, because that's what I have to do before I can buy or sell. So therefore, that's what I found important. I'm not talking about what is convenient. So what is important for me. Therefore, I can just log into my JustSwap account or our JustSwap account and then place orders to buy, place orders to sell, and pull transactions history out of there to do my record keeping and so on. So when we are looking at Amazon, it's going down, but it's nowhere near where we want to buy it yet. So therefore, it is not a buy. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi, Liberman, Careers of Liberman Consulting, L.L.C, YouTube channel, and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. Thank you. The way we analyze Amazon to decide that no, we are not buying it just yet. If you are unsure how you are analyzing your stocks, you want a feedback on it, will you please check our online store Liberman.com for our small group online workshop that we organize to see if you are interested in it and reserve a spot for yourself. The link will be in the description of this video, and I'll pin it in the comment section as well. To keep practicing analyzing stocks on your own and feel confident, to take that first step and start swing trading, will you please check more video in this series where we continue answering your question. And the playlist is this one at the bottom of the list of swing trading related playlist. Thank you so much for your time.